Tokyo, we are on.
You're live.
Oh, here we go. Welcome to Tokyo. We're in Ikebukuro. This is a place that I used to work at. Lots of restaurants, cafes, and also this right here, donuts. We have the brand new Pokémon donuts from Mr. Donuts. Maybe one of the first in the world, perhaps. I'm talking to somebody over here. Come on into the stream. This is the hand of PVG, and we'll be doing.
The hands of PVG.
Is there something better than with your hands and your voice?
Maybe I'm gonna pick this guy up. I'll pick this guy up right here.
Don't hurt those poor pedestrians.
Hey guys.
We know that it is election night in the United States. There's a lot of noise all over the world tonight, and I thought maybe a sweet diversion from something more Japanese on the other side of the world might be something that's well needed.
Very welcome.
Yeah, very welcome indeed. Well, thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, hey, you know me. Donuts. I will go the distance. I will cross the world for donuts. Not for you, but for donuts.
Yeah, I didn't have to go that far.
Yeah, right.
I had to go a lot further.
You came to my part of the world.
Than he did
so
right now. We're in this area. I'm going to show you the donuts that we have here. I got these from the Mr. Donuts around the corner. There's a bunch of them in Ikebukuro. You can see the west side of the station has a well, it's a renovated one. I don't like this kind of Mr. Donuts because you don't pick them yourself. There's some dude, you got to pick them out in a
Do they at least use the tongs? They don't use their hands, right?
They have tongs. Okay. And he put it in there real nice and charged me extra for the plastic bag as usual. But yeah, this time we have some really interesting ones. Now they did this last year. These Pikachu donuts. I think it was a little bit different. Maybe it was 2 years ago, but I remember they had the ears and everything. The details on it was just extraordinary. You have the Pokemon ball, and I don't even know who that brown one is. Do you guys know?
This guy here, right down here?
Yeah. I don't know who that is, that character. It's been so long since I've done Pokemon stuff. But yeah, the menu for Mr. Donuts is really interesting. I like that they do that. It's not a commercial for Mr. Donuts, but it sort of is because I just love the way that they innovate with the donuts. They make it real creative, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't know if Dunkin' Donuts
They all taste the same though. There is virtually no variation in the flavor of all of their donuts. They're a big chain.
Yeah.
And they crank them out.
They do.
They're waxy.
A little bit. There are better donut places, I'm sure, but I do like the collaborations. It's just sort of fun, right?
Yeah. Hey, Ramsey's in the house. Hey.
Ramsey Sound's in the house. How you doing? 53 months. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of time.
Wow, that's a lot of donuts.
We're also going to be talking about some of the foods that we dislike in Japan. I know that Japanese cuisine is, the Michelin star, most beloved in the world, besides maybe pizza. Italian food's pretty good. But there are some things here that we dislike, and we're going to talk about it. Some of them might surprise you.
Well, yeah.
Well, maybe we'll think of some. And if you have a list of foods that you think that are at your bottom, I mean, it's an election time. Let's talk about some interesting stuff.
At the
bottom of your list.
Oh, okay.
Not there, although eventually it does go there. I'd be curious to see what you guys have on the bottom of your list. I'm sure natto is one of them, fermented soybeans. But
and on that topic, I have a very special T-shirt, which I'll show you later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you just showed me a peek? Is it only in Japan T-shirt?
No.
Really? I didn't even know I was selling those. Toriaizu nama, you guys look parched.
Hey, man.
We should there's a coffee shop over there, but we didn't want to go in. We don't have a permit to film or anything, and I'm quite sensitive. I think people are about that, right? These days of...
You're sensitive?
I'm a sensitive person. Speaking of interesting things, inside the box here, we do have an unboxing of donuts. These look really good.
Wow, you really opened up the purse strings on this, JD.
This cost me like $10.
Holy moly.
I know, right? So what is this one here?
Oh, I'll hold it.
Okay, you can hold it here. Yeah, thank you. The Pokemon ball donuts look really good. Oh, we lost it there. It's at an angle here. These look really good.
Yeah, those are fun. Oh, we just lost one.
Is there anything inside of there? Is it just custard or?
There's one way to find out.
Yeah.
Ask the staff.
No. We lost.
We're not going to actually eat these, are we?
Yeah, we are.
All right, okay.
Well, I've got a knife if you can't eat a full one. Come on, I gotta show the next one.
Okay, but I'm trying to get it back in there without it getting crushed.
All right, these he put in real gentle. I don't understand. I thought there was like a gooey top to them. Is there something missing?
Maybe the guy fell out of his seat.
Did he?
Hang on. Is this cheese? Is that a cheese one?
I don't know.
What the hell is that? It's
That's
like
the Pikachu
cheddar
one.
cheese.
We're gonna take a bite in a second. We gotta do this in order here, but they're so delicate.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
this is mine because my mitts are all over it. And then last but not least, there's this one.
I'm salivating. These look so good.
Wait a second. It's just this? What
It's
the
like
heck?
It's like a cheeseburger.
Wait, the ones that I saw were actual Pikachu on there. I mean, it looks like this. They're basically just colored donuts.
Do we have any lawyers watching right now?
I think that this this has to be wrong.
We need representation, John.
It smells real good. I don't understand. Maybe, did I miss something, Peter?
We're gonna have to get to the bottom of this if we have to start at the top.
I didn't see any Pikachu donuts. I want to just go for the historical purposes here. This is the donuts from like last year.
Yeah, where's the face?
I thought it would look
they
like
lost
that.
Face.
Right? What's up with the face here?
The face is gone.
Maybe the location messed up. I don't know. I see them in the distance there. I remember the donuts look like this, right? Why isn't it faced like Pikachu? I'm kind of weird. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
What? Even the commercial, something must have happened here. Even the commercial looks like they have these donuts. They wouldn't jip you like this. I can't use that word, sorry.
Well, wait.
I mean, they can't
Way to ruin the stream.
rip you off like this. They pull the fast one. I don't even see this. Hold on. They have the whole menu beyond here. Maybe
Is this like a whack-a-mole donut?
I don't
what was
know.
that
Hold
one?
on. All right. Apparently there's more donuts. There's another Mr. Donuts on the other side. Should we go there now?
They're all gonna have the same.
They didn't have it. You want to go over there and see if they have it?
The one with the face on it?
Yeah, and the duck inside.
I'll duck inside and see if they have the one with the face on it.
Pun intended. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I can't understand why. I thought that this was this, but it's not because it was in the wrapping, so I couldn't tell. You want to go check it out?
Oh, I'll check.
Okay, here I don't want to have that happening here. So we got.
You're so boring. You want to make this?
Well, they're gonna hear two of us. All right, so PVG is gonna go and just do a double take here and check. I'm gonna put the two mics here so you hear me in stereo. While he's waiting, we can try one, right? We could try one donut. All right. I gotta take a bite. I don't know, that was weird. Imagine if they don't have it. I asked them, I said, is that the Pikachu donut? The dude said yes. Double mic, double the output. Well, it won't last for double the time because he'll be back double time. I don't think they had it. All right, inside is the custard and the cream. That is something special. But it's not the Pikachu one. I'm really disappointed. It's not the Pikachu one. All right. Itadakimasu. I got one for him, one for me. I'm telling you, they don't have it. He said something interesting, Peter did. These donuts at Mr. Donuts, they taste waxy. They really do. Angel, no politics. We're getting all you have to do is open up YouTube. There's 1,000 people talking about, 1 million people talking about politics. I do like in every single bite, there's custard and cream, but this yellow frosting is really bad. It's really bad. No problem, Angel. You can ask Peter who he thinks he's gonna win, but he's taking a while. Yeah, it's really disappointing. So, my favorite foods in Japan, if I had to make a list as we're waiting for PBG to come back from his check, I would say my top food is probably katsudon. It's breaded deep fried pork cutlet over a bed of rice, egg, usually runny, and then there's, how do I say this? A tare on top of it that gives it this like salty, the texture of it, the crunchy, deep fried pork cutlet with the runny eggs and the smell. It's like everything really comes together so well. That's like has to be in the top 3. Of course, there's sushi, but it depends on what kind of sushi. Not all sushi is the same. Did they have it?
Pikachu, yeah.
Oh, did you get the weird animal?
The whack-a-mole?
Yeah.
No, I just got the Pikachu.
Why you didn't get the whack-a-mole?
Because I thought you wanted a Pikachu.
No, I wanted the
Okay,
whack-a-mole.
now you go back and get the whack-a-mole.
Really?
Sure.
This is so bad.
Right?
It tastes waxy.
I told you.
Ah!
Super
You got
cute,
it.
though. Super cute. Wait, hold still. Wait, no, wait. How can we do this? Okay. Wait. Oh,
I'm not eating that. You manhandled that. I don't know. Did you even wash before you got
Yeah,
up
I
the
did.
subway? No, you did not.
I took my bike here.
You didn't wash your
I
hands.
did. That's not gonna work, is it? Hands in the way.
All right, I'm gonna go get the brown.
Whack-a-mole?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will be rude and eat in front of you guys.
All right, don't steal my other donut.
All right. Which one's next? You just had the cheeseburger one?
Yeah. Ramsey's silent here. Copy for later in honor of PBG. What about in honor of yours truly? That's Ramsey. Thanks, Ramsey. All right, I'll be right back.
That's the waxiest Pikachu I've ever sunk my teeth into. Thank you, Ramses. Good to see you. How y'all doing? So yeah, Mr. Donut is definitely the Japanese level of sweetness. They're not super sweet, and that's why they're such a huge hit with the Japanese people. Big chain of them all over the place, kind of like you would find McDonald's everywhere you find Mr. Donut. It's got a chocolate coating on the ears, but it's really all the kind of the same flavor. The yellow doesn't have any different flavor than the brown, and it's got a little bit of a cream filling, which is semi-sweet, kind of like sugary. What do you call that? That baking stuff, shortening. It's got a lot of shortening in it. So, kind of twinky kind of filling. So, yeah. This Pikachu has seen better days. But it's nice. So John went back to get the whack-a-mole guy, and he'll be back momentarily. So I'll try to keep you guys entertained. So we are on the west exit of Ikebukuro Station. And if you head back over this way, on this side of the station is, I think it's called Jiyu Gakuen. And it's formerly an all-girls school designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. So for those of you who don't know Frank Lloyd Wright, he's a famous architect, American architect, world famous. And he also designed and built the Imperial Hotel, which has now been replaced, unfortunately. But it was one of his masterpieces, built in 1923, I believe, and it withstood the great Kanto earthquake. Soon after it was completed, very, very minimal damage to it, which was a testament to his engineering skills. But one remaining building by Frank Lloyd Wright is the Jiyu Gakuen School, which I highly recommend. If you're in Tokyo and you want to see a cool building, you can go inside. And very iconic Frank Lloyd Wright interior and furnishings. And there's also another building that's directly across the street. It's in a quiet neighborhood, maybe a 10-minute walk from here, back over my shoulder. But they have a cafe. You can pay like 500 yen. You get coffee. You can take a tour of the school, check out Frank Lloyd Wright's designs, and it's cool. It's a fun little area to go check out, so I recommend that. When you're done, chomp in a Pikachu. Wow. Oh wow, so those are like M&Ms. The eyeballs and the little warts on the cheeks are like generic brand M&Ms. Tasty. And John's taking his sweet time. Yes. Scott asks, am I still riding a motorcycle? Of course. I ride my motorcycle every day. And you guys can check me out. I do live streams from a motorcycle here in Tokyo. My name, Peter Von Gomm Japan, is the channel. Maybe John will put that link in the description later. But I do motovlogs here in Japan, car and motorcycle topics. And yeah, we have fun doing live streams when I'm riding to my jobs. I'm a narrator here in Japan. So please check out the channel. I will be going next week in a camping car to the Mount Fuji area, filming some things, basically filming the mountain if the weather's clear. It should be fun. Here comes trouble. Oh, Killjoy's back. Hey, man, we were waiting for you. Was that? Oh, I had both?
Okay, how's that? I think the cream looks better than the one that I had.
It's like a Twinkie filling, right?
All right, this is called a ponde gudama. I couldn't. I ran out so fast. I know, it's weird, right? Lost my breath. Whew. All right. Hey, how's it going? All right, I've disconnected the audio, the mic. There might be a change. So you should get the audio now, but basically we're using this one here. I don't know what happened. All right, so this is some kind of diglet, but, oh, I gotta turn this around here.
He moves.
He does move. You have to pick him up.
So his beak is keeping him in place.
That is weird, right?
Leo.
Oh, look at his butt sticking out. Ooh. Ooh, why is that all chocolatey? I don't know, but hold on. You're gonna fall through. I guess his nose is keeping him in place.
Well, you know what? It's redeemed itself. The filling is actually quite nice.
Yeah, it looked better than the one that I had. There's one more that we have to try. There's a like a ball. The Pokeball. All right, so this is kind of fun. Quick, 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 quick. Quick, 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 quick. Quick, 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 quick.
That's cute.
All right, the question is there cream inside this duck? And there is. Whoa! It's like an M&M.
Told you. About your wind noise.
Oh God.
This really didn't fit. They
I'll try to connect it again. Hold on. Are we back? That should be good.
How is it? Donuts, 1, 2, 3.
All right, the rest of it though just looks like a regular. The sound is good. So it just looks like a regular pon de ring, right?
Oh,
There's
man.
like a mochi on there.
Mochi mochi.
Not that mochi.
Well, I think I'm going to leave those donuts to you, my friend. That one was more than enough for me.
I think the Pokeball just looks nasty. I don't know. I'm looking on the ground because that's where they are. I'm just gonna leave it.
What's a nice little square here? I was just telling them about the Jiu Gakuen School, which is the Frank Lloyd Wright building.
Oh yeah.
Back over that way. Have you been there?
Yeah, I used to work in that building over there as an English teacher. Here, let's turn it around. I think that's a little bit better. See the station area. So then if somebody comes to attack us, we can see them.
Like
So,
ninja.
I do like the side because it's so old and retro on the west side of Ikebukuro Station here.
Mm-hmm.
The McDonald's is still there, isn't it, on the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Used to be, I would eat lunch at the Fuji Yoshi, what is it called? The one coin lunch place, the Fuji, I forgot what that place called. It's like the Yoshinoya, very quick food place.
Not
I forget.
Matsunoya, whatever.
I don't know. It's like 500 yen for a katsudon. I used to get it there, and then there was some sort of really nice katsudon place which came here. So I was telling everybody before I went back to get the donut that my top foods were probably like katsudon, sushi, depending on the place, and
Burritos. There's El Torito over there.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing. Well, get to the food that you dislike, but food that let me just say food that I like. That's non-Japanese. I love Mexican food, but there's very few Mexican restaurants in Japan.
Yeah.
Very few. And El Torito is a small chain, and there's one right there. I didn't know
Well, there's
that.
an increasing number of burrito places.
Yeah.
Like Frijoles, which
Right.
is a good go-to. They've increased their shops. There's one at Tokyo Station and on the Yaisu side now, which is kind of cool. You can get sort of a Chipotle-like burrito. I don't know if that's considered Mexican food. There's also the Guzman. What's it called?
Yeah.
They're pretty good. A little bit on the pricier side, right? I think Frijoles is still a better deal, but no, it's not bad. So you can get that kind of fast food Mexican, but like really good sit-down Mexican is hard, and that's a chain. And I found that they're not really that great.
I like it.
It's not that great.
Well, dude, for Mexican food
you're
in
saying
Tokyo,
like
it's good.
For Japan, it's good. When
Yeah.
you stand here, you're like out
Well,
of
you
it.
keep moving it into your zone.
Well, you were moving away. Do I smell bad or something?
Yeah. I didn't want to tell the people watching.
Am I taller?
You're just prouder.
Yeah, that's better.
You're standing on a slope.
That's true.
So, let me, can I show you my t-shirt?
All right. It's not political in nature, is it?
No.
Dudes for...
You have to pan down.
I love Grandma. I love Uranus. Oh my God. It is a great planet. It's
Has
got like
anybody
that.
been to Uranus?
I know that you've been to your own Uranus.
Well, lots of people would love to go to Uranus, and it's a popular place in Indiana. It's a small town.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the name of the town, Uranus, and they have a fudge factory there.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Look at the shirt. Let me see. Hold it now.
Uranus Fudge Factory, Uranus, Indiana.
See?
But is the fudge any good?
Yeah, it's the best fudge. The best fudge comes from Uranus. That's one of their catchphrases.
And then you thought that election night could not get any worse or better. It depends on what side of whatever.
It's a very popular tourist spot, and they have really good fudge.
I'm not blushing. I'm really curious about the fudge though. But then I think coming from a place called Uranus, I don't think it'd be hard to overcome the mental hurdle
Yeah,
for some people.
for some people. People that are uptight, yeah.
Nevertheless, Ramsey Silent, you live in the great Midwest. Maybe you can either confirm or deny that there's a city called Uranus. Is it a large city or a small one?
It's a tiny one-horse town, one fudge factory town.
All right. Well, thanks for the humor.
Yeah. So
have you had fudge from there?
Yes, yes, I have.
No, from the city. Now, you've been to Indiana?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you're a West Coast guy.
No, to visit.
Oh.
You only go to Uranus to visit. You only visit Uranus. You don't live there.
So you were in the Midwest before?
To visit, yeah, yeah.
What were you doing there?
Just visiting a friend.
In Uranus? You have a friend who lives there? You said it's a small town.
Yeah, it is. No, he's like he's in a suburb.
The fringe of Uranus.
Yeah, just on the outskirts of Uranus. Yeah, so we drove to Uranus and got some fudge, and it's a cool little shop.
Well, what kind of fudge do they have? With peanuts and?
Yeah, they had peanut
I like
fudge.
the peanut fudge. We used to go at the Baltimore near the National Aquarium. They used to have a place that made fudge in the Harbor Place shopping mall. It was really good.
It's so sweet though, isn't it? It's really rich.
Fudge? Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you just need a tiny little piece.
You got to make sure they use like real organic sugar instead of corn syrup, because then it's really bad. But as long as it's like corn syrup, you can make the argument.
Right.
Yeah, it might be okay.
Well, actually, I got some. They sell all kinds of stuff there, and I got some peach. What do you call it? Apple peach butter, like apple butter.
Oh yeah.
And
and that T-shirt.
And the T-shirt. And I had the peach butter in my carry-on bags at the airport.
Oh, what happened?
In Indianapolis. The TSA guy found it, and he pulls it out, and he's like, "Where are you going with this peach butter?" I'm like, "Giving it to my mom." Well, it's beyond the amount that you can take on board, so I had to sacrifice it. Yeah, I had to give it to him.
Well, why don't you just eat it or something?
Well, one guy says, "If I was you, I'd open and take a spoonful of it."
They did that once. I was bringing hummus back. You're like, "You can't take that." I was like, "Hummus?" So I said, "Can I eat it?" And he goes, "No," because I didn't have time. I needed to get a spoon and everything. I wasn't gonna use my fingers.
Right.
So what did you do? Give it to them?
Gave it to the guy. Yeah.
I think he just wanted it.
Of course. And he took a picture. He's like, "You want to take a picture of me with it? Show your mom."
So, he said that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, these TSA people, they got quite a sense of humor about their thievery.
In fact, yeah. So I'm sure he indulged.
Do you have a picture of it?
Yeah, I've got a picture of it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I recommend if you're in a small town, Indiana, hit Uranus. Shoot.
One of the things, now we're gonna kind of pivot here to some of the foods of Japan. We've both been living here for over a quarter of a century now, which it sounds a lot worse or a lot better if you say it like that. And over those years, I have, when I came to Japan, honestly, in the late 1990s, I knew almost nothing about Japanese cuisine, even sushi. I'd never really had it.
Right.
I went to Ohio State in the 90s. We didn't have sushi, it's everywhere now. We didn't have sushi anywhere in Ohio, right? It was like, you might
peach
see
butter?
it. We didn't have peach butter. Oh, okay. Oh, it's real.
Yeah.
Oh, it's real. Okay, so
there's the
I can confirm.
Uranus Farms peach butter.
Remember to put it into checked baggage. I think you were worried maybe it can melt in the checked baggage or it can get destroyed. So I get worried about putting it in checked baggage, but there's a certain amount of food that you can put in there.
There's the scoundrel that took it.
Oh, you got a picture of him holding it?
Yeah.
Oh, he's too happy. He's definitely snaked
like, "Damn,
that.
man, I want some of that peach butter."
Do you think he really took it home?
Yeah. So if anybody recognizes that guy, tell him he's on my list.
He does look like a nice guy, though. I don't know if he would do that. But nice guys they're always the ones that are the
There's a close-up
like serial
of the
killers
bottle,
and stuff, right?
the jar.
That's how they get you to
Yeah,
trust
it
them.
looked so good, but unfortunately.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to make a stop by there on the way to Chicago. Usually I'd go visit Ohio State, and then we'd get on the car and drive to Chicago through Indiana. A lot of fields, empty.
Yeah,
A lot of space. Didn't know about this town, so I'll go and check it out. Sounds like a real hotbed of tourism.
Well, it's one of those places like Wall Drug. Have you been to Wall Drug in the States? There's a place, I think it's South Dakota. Somebody help me out here. Wall Drug. You start seeing these huge billboards like hundreds of miles away. Wall Drug only 300 miles away or something like that. And you get there and it's a big tourist trap. Like putt golf and all kinds of things, and this wall drug was a drugstore set up in the middle of nowhere.
It's weird.
Kind of like this, Uranus. So there's big billboards saying, check out Uranus best fudge factory or something like that.
I think Uranus has a lot going for it though.
Yeah,
it's just
I've
weird.
heard that before.
It's just kind of weird. Okay, let's pivot off of this to Japanese cuisine here, which is probably why most of you are here. So, or maybe it's just for you. I don't know. It's been a while since your last appearance. You've been doing a lot of shows, a lot of motorcycle stuff, cruising around Japan yourself, haven't you?
Yeah. Not a whole lot around Japan, but in Tokyo, and I had a bit of a forced sabbatical because I lost my streaming phone.
Oh, right, yeah.
And
you lost his phone fell off of his motorcycle, put you in the center here again.
Yeah. So I had to wait until the new iPhone came out, and then I had to wait for 6 weeks before it actually arrived, and so I had a long hiatus.
Was it worth it? The 16? Well, I guess it was because you had nothing else, but.
Yeah, well, I haven't really had a deep dive test with it yet, but I will have chances coming up soon.
I decided to hold off on it. And I decided to hold off on getting a new MacBook Pro too. It's like, it's not enough of a change for me yet. They're real incremental now.
Right.
And then they might not even do anything next year, they said. So
no model change at all.
There's no reason for you to have to do iPhones anymore. You can just do Android maybe. Let's go into the foods here.
Yeah, so you were talking about sushi. So the first time, you never had sushi when you were in the States?
The first Japanese food that I really had was the first day I arrived in Japan. I was like an emergency session to replace an English teacher that was fired. So I got here in 5 weeks. It was the quickest that they'd brought anybody over back then. And I remember just the jet lag was really bad from Kansai Airport. I get into Okayama, I wake up at 4 a.m. I don't know what's going on. There are these English teachers that were at the training center, and they took me to eat soba in the morning, which is weird. So that was my first Japanese food, which is really interesting. And there's this one guy, this Japanophile weirdo wacko job. He would be a weeaboo. He knew like, oh, I know everything about Japan kind of guy.
Yeah.
He took us into the thing, and he's ordering in Japanese, soba, trying to act big and tough. I was kind of impressed, I have to admit, but I thought he was still kind of like a D-bag.
Right.
But I said, boy, this food is kind of plain, I wasn't really impressed with it. But then it started to get into the richer dishes, tempura, katsudon, donburi, all sorts of stuff like that, wagyu steak, and teppanyaki, okonomiyaki. You could start to find where you fit into that. And then over time, over the next 25 years, I've gradually gravitated to some of the foods at the extreme palate sensations, like umeboshi and natto.
Okay.
And now I'm more or less
fermented foods and really
miso.
Tart. Yeah.
Sure. Okra.
Right.
Okra's not. Why is the okra so sticky here? Because the okra I had back in the U.S. was never like gooey, right?
They call it like neba, is that right?
Yeah, neba, gooey
it's
okra.
Like the natto, it has a stringy stuff that comes off of it. I had a similar experience. Most of my Japanese food experience was after coming here. However, Portland has quite a few, like a benihana, and that's not real authentic.
We've had benihana before.
Right.
Yeah.
But we'd sometimes go out for Japanese food. My dad was a big Japanophile and really into the foods and the culture, so we'd go out. But yeah, obviously the majority of the exposure has been here. You were talking about Japanese foods that you dislike?
Right. Well, before you get into that, so you had more experience with Japanese cuisine, also because you're on the West Coast. I think that had a lot to do with it. What were some of the Japanese foods? You mentioned benihana. What else was there for you?
This is a long time ago.
Yeah, before you came, it was like onigiri, it was like wagyu. I don't think wagyu was a thing 30 years ago. No,
it was more like rice dishes, from what I remember.
Yeah.
And yeah, nothing, no wagyu, no like tonkatsu or anything like that.
Sukiyaki.
Yeah, maybe we had sukiyaki. Yeah, sukiyaki.
Yeah,
Sukiyaki.
Gil, if you're watching, Gil, we got to get you on. He wrote a book about Japanese American food and how sukiyaki and some of the other foods became real popular, why there were some certain trends in the U.S. You keep moving away from me. I keep moving this further away from us.
Well, it's because this ground is slanted. It's kind of like Gravity's pulling me away.
It could be. It is slanted to keep the water from flying out, I guess. The flooding would be more like it.
So how much would it cost you to go walk through that fountain?
No, I'm not going to do it. No money.
No
you don't
money.
have that kind of cash.
I just went to the bank.
All right.
Name
Yeah,
your
you are
price.
shorter. I guess it is the slope. You are shorter. Foods that we dislike. So what are the foods that you do like?
Well, all of those you just mentioned. I love tonkatsu.
Yeah.
Of
They
course,
can deep
sushi.
fry stuff so much better here. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, the trick is changing the oil. You got to change that oil out often, and having clean oil is key to deep fried foods.
I think so,
Tasting
yeah.
good. I love sushi, of course, but I don't do sushi a lot because I like to treat it as an event. Like if I go out for sushi, I want to go
Make
to a
it
nice
special.
place. Yeah, make it special. But one thing I am not crazy about, which the Japanese are crazy about, and maybe you like it, is like rice.
Ah, I got a picture of that. Yeah, rice.
Yeah, there we go.
Why would you be against this tasty looking dish?
For starters, I'm not crazy to have a bunch of ketchup on food. That's one. But also the rice that the Japanese, omelet rice, is like omelet. So the omelet rice that the Japanese prefer is it's a runny egg.
It's not fully cooked through.
Yeah. So it's like a runny omelet with rice stuffed inside. And I just don't go out of my way. I would eat it, but I don't go out of my way to order it. And there are specialty rice
Oh, they're
shops.
quite good. I'm surprised. What about like hayashi rice or curry rice or any of the other?
Curry. I prefer curry
It's just
rice
the egg.
over. Yeah, it's that runny egg thing. That's a bit of a downer.
The
for
egg
me.
is so fluffy, and the way that they kind of take that omelet and go,
It's kind of neat.
There's different ways that it's prepared as well. I think sometimes chefs can get a little bit creative with it, but yeah, it is a runny dish. I was amazed that you said that one though, because there's so much worse stuff. Maybe it's ingredients, but if you had to pick the worst food of Japanese cuisine, I would probably say this one here. Do you guys know what that is?
Oh God.
Do you know what it is?
Are those like maracas?
No, it looks like, I thought it was like an animal heart, because it looks like a heart. It's actually called hoya, which is sea squirt.
Hoya.
And they eat this up in Iwate, Aomori, northern Miyagi, Fukushima, up there, maybe southern Hokkaido, at this time of year, I believe. And I remember the guy brought it out. I didn't taste it for the first 10 years or something, Hoya. And guy brought it out and he goes, "Oh, dude, you gotta try this."
Oh yeah.
So we're drinking and I tried like, "Oh, what the hell is this stuff? It tastes like poison." I thought he'd poison it. I said, this taste of poison taste, or what I would expect. Like it's hitting the top of your palate. It's up there. It's like, ew. It's like making turning you into Joker.
Yeah.
So that became instantly one of my most dislikes. Now,
it's beautiful to look at. The color's really nice.
It's interesting, but the dude told me, now this is like sliced up into some kind of sashimi or something, but the dude told me, "Oh, you got to get it prepared better than this. You got to get it prepared right." I'm like,
"Well, then why'd you bring me here?"
Know. Yeah, I tried it prepared right. I still think it tastes like poison, so I'm not sure. This is definitely in my bottom one. It's the worst. I found that.
It's kind of like namako, which is sea slug.
Yeah, they're not very good.
That's
sea
another
cucumber,
weird,
there's some
like
weird.
Too chewy and no way.
Yeah,
No way.
this one seems to be a lot of the tourists, the one that they don't dislike the most here. This is natto, fermented soybeans. It's a superfood though, they call it, right?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Put a little mustard on it and...
But when you first got here, I think you did mind it, right? The smell and the texture and the look of it kind of gets almost every single Westerner who comes here. Natto is like a stay away, but there's something with the fermented foods, right? It grows on you, palate-wise, taste-wise. No, we're both way off of the camera. Okay, come back here. Take a step back.
And maybe the Earth is spinning.
It could be. The Earth is spinning only here and not over there.
Right.
This camera's okay. But my point is, like, I think the fermented foods really grow on you, like miso, the okra, the mountain potato that's all mushy. You ever go to like the hotel breakfast buffets? You get some rice, and they always have like this, like a vat of mushed up like white stuff, and you're like, oh, what is that? That's that yama potato, yama imo. And you dump that on there. It's like, oh, it looks like somebody just yacked all over my rice. And then you try it, and it's like,
it's real good.
Really
a little bit
good.
of shoyu on there.
Yeah.
One thing that I really loved when I first came to Japan, and I've been looking for it ever since, is and it's called akabi.
Akabi.
Akabi is it's, I think I'm saying that right. It is a fruit, a mountain fruit that it's rare. It's hard to find. And when I first came here, I was here like only a month, and this Japanese family kicked me out of the nest.
Wife's family?
Yeah. We were out, and I think we were around Nikko, and they found this akabi. It's purple, and you like crack it open, and inside is a white meat, and it was so delicious. And I've been looking for it ever since.
Sounds like something from Okinawa, something tropical or something, right?
But it's not. It's not tropical. It's like in the mountains of Honshu.
All right, we're trying to search out this thing here. That's interesting. Yeah. I found a lot of weird stuff. You go to Okinawa, you find a lot of unusual things. I think that was emigrated from deep China that went tropicalized or something.
Yeah.
So, including the fish. There's some really interesting things. I love eating in Okinawa because it's just so different, the cuisine, than in the rest of Japan. They do karaage chicken pretty good down there too. They do a lot of good stuff, but Okinawa cuisine certainly, I don't know, there's some similarities to Hawaiian cuisine as well, I thought, with the spam and stuff. I think it had to do with the American occupation and all of the history in the last 75 years for sure. What do you got here? Oh, you got a picture of it?
I'm trying to find, I don't think that's it.
Yeah, I've seen it before. You see it at only in season, right? It's not something that you get imported, so it's certainly only in
season,
Japan.
and it's only in the mountains, growing wild. But
that reminds me of this time of year in autumn. There's one kind of like a fruit that I just absolutely love.
Persimmon?
I do like that, but I like what they do with it by drying them, and you get the hoshigaki. What is that what's called, right? Hoshigaki, the dried kakis.
Okay, yeah.
They're like super sweet, almost like candy. You've seen those? If you go out to like Niigata in the countryside, they have these hoshigaki on just like sun drying, like dried fruit.
Right.
And you rip it over. It's basically like candy, and sometimes they put a little bit of sugar on it, just a little light sugar coating. You can't have too many of them. I'm sure it's healthy, right? It's got fiber and natural sugars.
Yeah,
That's intensely sweet, though. That's this time of year you can find them. Every supermarket has hoshigaki, but you got to get them from the countryside, not the processed ones, you know.
Right. Yeah, the organic ones.
So there's not really much that I disliked. When I came here, I thought that soba, I'm an udon person over soba. I thought that the soba was kind of tasteless and boring.
The buckwheat noodles.
But it grew on me. It grew on me because you can put, you got tempura on the side. You can make it a little exciting.
Yeah.
But when people get excited about soba, like, oh, I hear there's a good soba place down the street. I'm like, you know.
Yeah, soba's not exciting,
I wish
is
I
it?
had like,
Yeah.
I don't get excited about soba. What Japanese food gets you excited?
Tonkatsu.
Tonkatsu, right?
Yeah.
Deep fried breaded pork cutlet. I don't know. Oyakodon would be the other. Like if I go donburi, katsudon gets me excited. Tonkatsu.
Right.
So there's two like katsu dishes, right? There's the tonkatsu, which is the breaded pork cutlet on the side with a little bit of that Worcestershire soy sauce and rice and miso soup, usually as a teishoku set.
Right.
Then they put it into a fry pan with the runny egg and the tare, and they boil that up, and that sauce goes into the bread on the bed of rice, and you have the katsudon.
Right.
I get excited about that stuff. In fact, I took Irvan to one of my favorite places in Ginza, which remains a secret, although I think some people have discovered it. Irvan, did you tell anybody? I don't know if he's watching.
Tonkatsu? I think we went, katsudon, okay.
Yeah, I think I might have taken you there. It's cheap. The chef's been doing it for like 50 years, and it's a generous piece of pork cutlet on top of there. And you know, I grew up not eating pork because my mom's from India. She's like, I don't make that. She made bacon, which is weird, but not the pork cutlets. And I found it's quite tasty.
Well, there's some really good tonkatsu places in Tokyo that are kind of like, you know, specialty tonkatsu shops. One of my favorites is called Butagumi, which is in Nishiazabu, just down the street. If you go down the hill from Roppongi, Roppongi Hills.
And near the Tsutaya?
No. That's a different direction. No, down the hill towards Nishiazabu. Towards Hiro. If you're going, down the hill.
Down the hill to Nishiazabu by the Gonpachi. Yeah, the Kill Bill restaurant. This is Tarantino was inspired by this restaurant in that area. There's the Hobson's ice cream.
Exactly. Okay. Just near there on one of the side streets called Butagumi. The chef is a former French chef, I believe, and started this restaurant in this cool old Japanese style house, old Japanese house.
Interesting.
And they have a big menu of pork from all over Japan. So you can choose like kurobuta, black
Berkshire
pig.
pork.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
So you choose it, and then the every day they have a select number of a particular type of pork, and you get a little number plate with it. It's really nice. It's not cheap, but it's a really good place to go. Butagumi, check it out.
I want to see. I've asked people a while ago to write in their list. The moderators, can you guys see anything? Because this was so long ago. I asked for these lists here. If you wouldn't mind saying it again, I'll try to catch them here. In terms of the foods that I love, I don't think I really hate anything anymore. There's nothing that besides Goya that makes me go, I can't eat that. I don't like vinegar.
Hoya or Goya?
Hoya. I don't like vinegary dishes so much. That vinegar seaweed dish that always comes in the breakfast.
Right.
That's sort of like regurgitated like grossness. It smells. It's too like.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff.
That usually has like the sea grapes in it, right? Doesn't have those little sea grapes?
Not the sea grapes, but it's like mushy seaweed and vinegar. It's like just not good. These are pretty good. List of your best or list of your worst. It doesn't matter too much. I guess your best foods here to see if we agree with it. Let's stay positive because it's election day.
Or what Japanese food do you want to eat on your next
would you
trip
recommend?
to
What do you
Japan?
crave? It's funny though because we didn't say ramen.
Yeah.
I would say like gyoza and ramen. I don't know. I really love it. Do you get excited about that? Which one would you get excited? Tonkatsu or ramen?
Tonkatsu over ramen.
Yeah. Me too. That's funny.
I had ramen yesterday. Nice
the crispy meat, the crispy on the outside, the juicy meat on the inside, and that savory, tangy sauce.
I know where you're taking me for lunch.
Really? It's funny though that we didn't mention ramen.
But it's so common. Ramen's more common than the tonkatsu.
Maybe that's why.
Right?
Yeah, you can get it just about anywhere. Maybe it's you know what it is? There's too many of them. You don't get excited because it's watered down. Like not the ramen, but the industry's watered down. There's too many of them, too many kinds of them. You have to pick one. I like karamiso negi ramen, which is as specific as you can get if you can find it. But not all the ramen shops have that. But it's not to the point where I crave it as I would like tonkatsu.
Right.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I do like oyakodon, which is egg and chicken in an egg dish. I love karaage, deep fried chicken here. I love tempura if it's done well. Well done tempura. I also think that the cuisine in different regions of Japan are quite interesting. Hiroshima style okonomiyaki, I could go for that.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
August
Hiroshima
melon in China, it's called. The fruit akebi is August melon.
There we go. Akebi, is it right? Did I get it right? The name?
Joy writes in here, katsudon, gyoza, ramen, soba, curry. Worst is natto. Predictable.
Yeah,
somebody ate their weight in
okonomiyaki.
sushi. I find that easy to believe. Tsukemen as well.
Tsukemen, yeah.
Wagyu is number one. Okonomiyaki number two. Kaisen don, interesting. I would say that's also pretty good if you get a good one. Curry, some good oyakodon. All right, that's a pretty good list here. So it gives you an idea of what people are thinking. Go ahead, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You're talking about okonomiyaki. The Hiroshima and the Kansai versions, Osaka version. So a lot of people are, like my wife, for example, she is adamant that we have to have she's from Hiroshima. So they like to have the Hiroshima okonomiyaki, which has the noodles in it. You prefer that?
The noodles, it's harder to construct. If you go out to eat, if I eat at home, I like the Kansai version because it's easier to make.
Yeah.
If I go out to eat, I want Hiroshima because it's
right.
harder to make and it's just tastier and it feels more like an event. Where if I can make it so easily at home, I don't want to eat that when I go out so much. Unless I'm like drinking with the boys or something. I really don't want to. Yeah, I prefer that. And I have spent 2 years in Hiroshima, so I kind of have that as my soul food, might be.
Sure.
But I understand, yeah, your wife's from Hiroshima, so you got to eat that.
This guard man behind us, Oji-san, walking by right now, right here, coming out of John's shoulder. There he is, right there. Earlier, I was watching him, and he was playing air guitar like nobody was watching. Yeah, he's kind of like.
Well, what else? He's just walking around, the poor guy. This is an area known for artists. This area of Bakudo, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when it comes down to like foods that we hate, I think, natto and Hoya and like soba I wasn't really big into. There's foods that are boring here. What do you think about the New Year's foods? The foods that they make you eat soba on the 31st to cleanse yourself, and then
ozoni. Ozoni is.
I mean, it's good, but it's not like
mochi in it, and
it's so Japanese that there are special foods that you have to eat. The black beans, you have to eat a certain amount of beans. That's,
and you know how they make those black beans?
I don't know.
They put some tetsu, some steel, in the pot, and a little chunk, like it could be a nail or something. And that makes these black beans really, really deep black and shiny.
Interesting.
Right? So,
Ancient Japanese secret.
Ancient Japanese secret. And that they're difficult to make.
Well, you're moving out of the site again. Why'd you move?
I'm telling you, it's because of this mist.
Oh my gosh.
Getting wet.
Ugh. Woo. It's raining. You lightweight.
Hello over there.
Can't handle it?
Well, it's like we're at Niagara Falls.
Oh, the wind changed.
Here, I'll hold that. Yeah, let's go on the other side of the fountain.
Okay, come on.
Where are you?
Oh.
There he is.
Let's come by this pole here, maybe. Just stay at a people's
pole position?
Yeah. We can wrap this up. I think we're come to the end. Was there anything you guys wanted to ask PBG? It's been a while.
No? Okay. See you guys.
No? Okay. That's it? What? Oden is delicious in the winter. That's the thing, I think it's really hard if you're talking about Japanese foods. A lot of it has evolved. The longer we're here, the more we start to like just about everything, but we also see the differences in the food based on the seasonality of it.
Right,
and the location. So there's certain foods that are famous in certain areas at certain times of the year, which makes it complicated because, like, have you ever tried kiritampo, a dish from Akita, of the rice?
Sounds familiar.
They're like rice dumplings that are cooked in fire, and then they're thrown into soup. That's so good. Well, now you're going out of the video again.
Sorry. I got ants in my pants. So somebody mentioned the oden, which actually you can get at like the konbini right over here, 7-Eleven, when the winter fall
bags.
comes along.
They took away the vats that you could pick.
The vats?
Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
Really?
Yeah, because of some sort of law.
So they serve it themselves now?
No, they have it in a bag that they microwave or something.
Ah,
and then
that's no good.
It's not the same. And then they
there used to
open
be
and dump it into
a big pot that it was constantly
simmering?
Heated. Yeah, simmering in there.
I guess it was like a sanitation issue or something.
Well, I could see that.
Maybe they'll bring it back. It could have been because of the what over the last 4 years, but.
No what? Oh, that. Speaking of that, on a somber note, I just wanted to. Some of you watching may have seen on my channel a video I did about my friend Ando-san, who is a Bruce Lee fan. So I did a story about him. He was the composer of Bruce Lee's one of the Bruce Lee movies. He passed away.
Oh.
I got an email from a friend of his a couple days ago. And I didn't realize it, but he had passed away in July. Sorry, Endo-san. Really, really interesting guy, and I'm sad to hear that. Yeah. So.
What did he like to eat, since it's about food? How'd you get to?
Well, we actually.
I guess a question about PBG though.
We
RIP.
we had a custom Bruce Lee cake made. So he loves cake.
Interesting.
So we brought a cake to his studio. He had a studio. That's how I first met him. I recorded at his studio, really interesting guy. A big otaku. He had lots of like fake guns. You know that some collectors have. Japanese people have fake guns.
I've noticed that. The old timers.
Yeah. They like these old.
Those are the toys they had when they were kids, right? You don't see that anymore in the Japanese toy stores, but guns used to be real big.
Real looking. I mean, very authentic
very
looking.
realistic. Like the Nintendo. Do you remember the Nintendo PlayStation? We had the Nintendo NES that came out. The game Duck Hunt. The guns in the Japanese market were different than the guns in the U.S. market. The U.S. ones looked like a laser zapper. In the U.S., it looked like a Colt 45, like a revolver, real.
Wow.
That was pretty. That's pretty interesting. Matt Alt told me about it when we went up. I did an episode on it. If you haven't seen it, on Japanese toys, 1960s to 2000s or something. It's pretty fascinating stuff. Different markets, different tastes in toys and in foods. But go check out his channel. It's called Peter Von Gomm Japan.
Yes, please.
He's very famous for taking you to motor shows, right?
Yep,
motorcycle
and car shows.
He knows a lot about the Gastons and the gaskets and the
gas cans.
Gas cans. And if you want to see us getting into trouble, we've got a Hokkaido series where we rode a motorcycle around for 5 days and then in an RV for 5 days and got in a little bit of trouble. At least one of us did.
A little bit of trouble.
But we made it back.
A little bit short. Yep, made it back.
I might have fallen off the motorcycle a couple of times.
No, I don't remember that.
Maybe a few times. Just, the only thing hurt was my ego, which thankfully is small and easy to crush.
Yeah.
But I hope that everybody stays positive out there. You know, I know 50% of the people in the U.S. are going to feel hurt today, and tomorrow.
Oh, you just had 50%. To bring that up, didn't you?
Well, I think it's indicative of the times, and 50% are not. And look.
At the end of the day, we're all Americans. So let's
like everybody. I think Joy.
We all just get along.
Too. Yeah, we all. Yeah, it's an important election, and nothing really. What I've noticed is, the next day is just fine. Like, do people think that the Earth's going to crumble if this person or that person is? Right. It's always all pretty good, and then 4 years later.
Like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, 4 years later.
You get over it the next.
4 years later, you get another shot at electing it. But this was maybe the most, like, I don't know, really ate at me, huh?
Yeah.
Really ate at me, especially the celebrity endorsements and stuff. It just got into me. Everybody had to express their opinions.
Yeah, it definitely took on a life of its own.
Yeah.
So, best of luck to each and every one of you guys watching, and thanks for having me along today. I appreciated the donuts. We didn't eat the Pokeball.
Probably for better. You want to eat the Pokeball?
Maybe you should bring that home. What's that sticking out of there?
I don't know.
That's weird.
You want this caramel one?
I bet you Leo would enjoy a Pokeball.
Maybe. He doesn't know what they are. He hasn't gotten into Pokemon yet. Do you want it?
No, thank you. Okay. I'm all right. Yeah. So.
But I would say that none of them were our favorites.
Yeah, like I said, am I right or am I right? They all kind of taste the same. It has whether it's chocolate or if it's orange or yellow or whatever, it's all the same flavor. And it's just it's waxy and it's not really high-end tasting donuts. And I love donuts, so I don't go to Mizdo. That's what they call it, Mizdo Donuts.
That's right.
I don't go there very often.
I don't go there very often. I like the weird stuff. The chestnut ones are pretty good, but it's mostly miss. Not a lot of hits these days.
Yeah.
I think it's the waxiness of it, but.
But I had a great donut yesterday, which I often go to. It's called Dumbo Donuts in
I heard about them. The new ones, yeah. There's a lot of really stylish ones coming out there.
Yeah, some good ones. Mori Donuts in Kagurazaka is great.
Is that the one you took me there? Yeah. Those are really good. Yeah. Those are really good.
Yeah, those are good, like American style cake donuts.
You pay for that though.
Yeah, you pay for it. Your gut pays for it.
No, I'm talking also
they cost more. They cost more.
It's like 3 times the price, but I think maybe 4 times the pleasure though. So
yeah, for sure.
You have to think about that. All right, everybody, I'll see you in another live stream. Let's end this here. It's almost an hour here. Take care. Don't worry about everything. Tomorrow's gonna come and I'll probably be back with another live stream. I'm planning to go tomorrow to the Tama region of Tokyo, out into the west. Maybe I'll take you with me. I got to do a couple of videos in a wasabi field for the main channel, which is interesting. I didn't know they had wasabi in western Tokyo,
but I didn't know either.
Yeah, there's a town called Mitake. I'm gonna go check that out.
Mitake is great.
Yeah,
it's a great hiking. You can hike up to the top.
It's not Mitaka where the Ghibli Museum is. It's Mitake. It's really
Okutama,
out there.
Okutama.
Yeah,
it's just on the border of Tokyo.
Have you taken the cable car up to the top there?
Yeah.
I'm going to do that tomorrow if we can, and a couple of sake breweries, and then call it a day. And if I have some time, I'll take you with me. So don't forget to subscribe. And if you're a motorhead or just want some fun and see the city in a different way,
come along on the live streams on the motorcycle here in
BBG's
Tokyo.
Channel.
Yep.
He's working his way to 100,000 subs, right?
Close to 50.
Closer to 50, but hey, it all tumbles from there towards 100.
Right. So just my target is 1 million, so I need 950,000 of you to subscribe.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Jeez.
Take care.
It's long.
Look at the bokeh. We got nice.
Oh yeah.
14.
What's behind me?
16, I don't know.
Brown wall.
Yeah. Matane.
I was brown walled. Bye.